So my paternal grandmother, who we all affectionately refer to as Gam, she was an incredibly devout and wonderful, faithful woman, and she had 6 grandchildren, 5 grandsons, 1 granddaughter. And she was always hoping that at least one of us would be an altar server. I was the only one who stepped forward to do it. So in 5th grade, I got trained at St. Mary Parish in Hudson. We barely went to Mass as a family, so you can imagine how nervous I was the very first time I was processing in with a processional cross for my first Mass, serving with Father Costello. We get to the base of the sanctuary. Got a girl to my right with a candle, a girl to my left with a candle. I'm holding the cross. We pause, we bow, and the girl to my right bowed her hair into the candle and set her hair on fire. My very first Mass. The girl's hair completely engulfed in flames, too much hairspray. It was the late 90s. Sister Barbara, she's sitting in the front row. She sees everything that's happening, runs forward, and smacks the flames out with her own bare hand. She was a real hero that day. Put the cross back, sit down for Mass, and I don't remember the rest that happened. All I remember was the smell of that girl's burnt hair. She was fine, if you're wondering. Things progressed kind of interestingly for me along the way. So my junior year of high school, I had a powerful conversion to the faith, began to discern seminary, entered the seminary in fall of 2008. And part of the journey into priesthood is that you do a lot of serving. Serving liturgies at the seminary, serving liturgies at the cathedral, serving liturgies around your home parish, and I loved it. In First Theology, I got instituted as an acolyte, which is one of the formal steps along the way. You become formally deputized, in essence, by the bishop to serve at the liturgy. While in seminary, I loved these very beautiful, intense, solemn celebrations that I would get to be part of. Father Woost, now Bishop Woost, was always the master of ceremonies, and he would have these beautifully designed schemas with amazing choreography telling all the seminarians, the servers, where you're moving, when you're moving, who's doing what. And I loved that. I loved the precision. I loved the elegance. I loved the choreography. I loved when the liturgy came together and it just looked like something incredible, that we put together something incredible for the Lord. I loved the opportunity to serve at cathedral liturgies. Back in 2010, I was asked to serve as the thurifer for the diaconate ordination. Just so happens to be Deacon Rich's ordination. I didn't know Deacon Rich at the time. Well, during that ordination, I was swinging the incense, processing in, and I got kind of excited and decided to do some full 360s as we were walking down the aisle. So some full 360s with the incense during the ordination. I loved it. The guys who were getting ordained deacons, they loved it. It was pretty awesome. So I was ordained in 2016, in May 2016, and in my first assignment, I began to appreciate even more the gift and the value of really well-trained altar servers. And over the years, though, I would say this, that my appreciation for altar servers has really deepened. And it's so much more than just simply the pragmatic. It's so much more than simply that they're helpful in the sanctuary, moving dishes from here to there. What I've really come to see is that the role of the altar server is to assist, I'll put it this way, in the proclamation of the miracle that's taking place in the sanctuary. That just like everything else in the sanctuary is trying to communicate the mystery, the majesty, the beauty of the miracle of the incarnation as it continues upon our altar. Like, it's the reason why we have beautiful altars, beautiful vestments, beautiful chalices. Altar servers are an integral part of the proclamation of the miracle, right? The liturgy itself, it's not our invention. It was a gift to us from God, right? It was instituted by Christ at the night of the Last Supper. And yes, it has organically grown through the centuries, but the liturgy is the sacramental representation, the making present again of the events of the Last Supper, the events of Calvary, and we are transported mysteriously, sacramentally, mystically, we are transported to the throne room of God, that we are there in the presence of God. In the liturgy, God becomes present to us, not because we've conjured him, but because he's built a ladder into creation to say, I'm coming down to you. Like, we draw near to the living God. And the miracles beyond words, beyond imagining, are unfolding in our midst. And it's happening in and through very mundane, very simple, very ordinary means. Like we really believe that the living God who hung the stars actually becomes present in bread and wine upon our altar. We really believe that. That's what we believe by faith, but our eyes can't perceive it. So our skeptical hearts need as much assistance as possible to believe that the miracle, to believe that something profound and powerful is actually happening, something beyond our senses is taking place. And altar servers, I've come to see, altar servers are part of that. Altar servers are like the guards at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, right? Those guards who, with incredible precision and very specific dress, they stand watch at this tomb, and their bodily gestures, their behaviors, the way that they comport themselves, all of that communicates the value of the sacrifice. If they were to move lackadaisically across to and fro in front of the tomb, if they were to, look sloppy, dress sloppily, behave sloppily, it would communicate that this isn't really worth anything. But because of the precision, we call it military precision, because of the military precision of those tomb guards, we, as spectators, are given a glimpse of the value of the sacrifice. Altar servers serve this same role. They're part of that. The way that they move, the way that they dress, cassock and surplice, the way that we don't let them wear just sneakers, that we have dress shoes, like nice dress shoes and black dress socks, the way that they behave, the way that they hold their hands, the way that they hold their bodies, the way that they fix their gaze, the way that they move in procession, the way that they kneel and receive Eucharist, the way that they process with the torches and swing the incense, all of it is communicating an incredible value. It's all communicating that something unbelievable is happening in front of us. We have in this parish here at Sacred Heart of Jesus in Wadsworth, we have some absolutely incredible young people who serve at the altar. And it's been amazing to watch how the little kids, they look up to the big kids. And the big kids, the middle schoolers, they look up to the high schoolers. Like they see the value of the sacrifice, the nobility of the Mass. And what's been amazing to watch over the last few years is as many of them have been growing and serving at the altar and becoming more and more familiar with the liturgy and the intricacies and the beauty of it, like they're beginning to see that what is happening at the altar is the only thing that is worthy of their whole lives. It's just been amazing. So when we talk about altar servers, it's so much more than just finding kids to practically assist in the Mass. It's allowing young people to draw near to the mystery. It's allowing young people to be caught up into the beauty, to find their place in the story, and to dream perhaps one day, as many of our young people are dreaming, to dream perhaps one day of the day that they themselves might be standing at the altar, and instead of ringing the bells at the words of consecration, but they themselves would be the ones saying, "This is my body given up for you."